Here on the ground, change happens fast. Problems feel frequent and urgent. It's loud and anxiety runs high. From a satellite view, the Earth looks the same as it did thousands of years ago. We've been here before. Let's learn from our past and shoot for a better future.
Hello and welcome to this week's episode of A Satellite View. I'm Todd Mickelson, your host, speaking at you from Monday, March 2nd, 2026, in the space and time continuum. Tomorrow is the full moon and an eclipse where the moon then will turn blood red in the sky. There's also the planetary parade going on. Planets literally lining up. And you can see, I believe, 7 of them all at once in the sky. It seems to correlate with what's going on. The astrology said this was going to be a weird time, and it is. On Sunday, when I usually record, but I'm switching to Monday, yesterday, I just felt like, oh God, I don't even want to think about any of this anymore. I'm just tired of it. I might not even do the episode this week. I'm just worn out. I'm beat down. And then today I woke up and realized that's exactly what they want me to feel like. And today I'm back. I'm pissed. I'm not scared. I'm not scared at all. And I'm not beat down. I'm pissed. I heard Representative McCollum, but it doesn't matter. I shouldn't even blame her that much. But it's the cliche thing for an elected official to say, my thoughts today are with the service members in the region. And it's like, shut up. I understand that. But what you need to say is, I am so angry about the fact that our service members in the region have to be nervous and scared for their lives for this twerp to do his Epstein Folly BS. That's what I wish the elected officials would write. My thoughts are with the people of the region. Shut up! We're done with that, are we not? I'm pissed. All right? The anxiety, the fear, we're done. We're pissed. We're going to take to the streets. It's up to us people to hold their feet to the fire. You know, Pete Kegbreath doing this whole, we're going to call this Operation Epic Fury. Because he's a little boy playing war games. An idiot. His address this morning was just that of a 10-year-old boy, little boy. Like, I'm going to write clever stuff that only 10-year-old boys would think are clever. Even 10-year-old girls would think you're an idiot. I'm not going to even play you the clips of him. Maybe if I remember some of the stupid crap he said, I'll say it, but you've probably seen that already. Not to mention Trump this morning, just an absolute imbecile. He's supposed to be doing an update on Iran, you know, the war. First of all, they're all calling it a war, but then they're not calling it a war. Oh, this isn't a war. We don't need to go to Congress. This isn't a war. But this war is going to be blah, blah. It's going to take a long time. There's going to be more casualties. It's just how it is. It's just how it is. And then he stops and goes, if this curtain were to come down, you'd see a big hole there. But now we're going to add to the building. There's going to be a beautiful ballroom out the window in about a year and a half. And the first lady doesn't like the pile driver. Oh, sir, when are the pile drivers going to stop? I love that sound. That sounded to me as money. It's money. Okay, watch the clip. You'll see what I'm doing here. Truncating, but not changing his words. This guy is such a fucking moron. And I am pissed. And we're not backing down. We're not giving up our joy. You need to get outside, be in nature. If you got a banjo, play it. I'm going to play guitar a lot today. Play your trombone. Play your piano. Play hockey. By the way, this was the week of hockey. I mean, what a week. Okay, we'll go back in time a little bit. But I just want to talk about that fact that we need to stay pissed until we bring this whole regime down. Not just Donald Trump. He's going to die at any moment, and that's not enough. J.D. Vance cannot be president of the United States. This whole regime needs to come down. You're maybe afraid. We went out on Saturday night with these friends that we don't see often enough, and, you know, they're a little bit afraid, and they're a little bit tired, and they're a little bit disgusted. But we need to keep the energy level high, and none of that energy needs to go to fear. It's not really Operation Epic Fury. It's Operation Epstein Deflection. That's what everybody is saying because everybody knows it. Bombing on the other side of the globe is not going to make us forget about the Epstein files. Killing young schoolgirls on the other side of the globe is not going to make us forget that you rape small schoolgirls. Now, interesting things about this whole Iran thing. I want you to think about this. This is something that I can't take credit for pointing out, but somebody else has, and I think it's very interesting, and I'm not hearing this being talked about enough. Iran immediately started bombing hotels in places like the United Arab Emirates, in Dubai, in Qatar, or Qatar, however you want to pronounce it, military targets in Middle Eastern countries, but also hotels where Trump's billionaires go. Trump's billionaires love Dubai. They have paid him a lot of money over the years, and even just in this last year, to keep them safe from the Epstein files. And they love being in Dubai. And they love being at that big hotel in Dubai that got bombed. That, by the way, we're not hearing about casualties from that. Why? Why are we not hearing about the casualties? And why is nobody in the press asking about the casualties? There are billionaires that are spending hundreds of thousands of dollars to get private airplanes to escape the Middle East right now. This is Benjamin Yahoo telling Trump, we need to bomb Iran so that I can stay out of prison. And by the way, you should think about it too. Don't you need a diversion from the Epstein files? I know I would like that. That's just another thing that's going to make me go to prison over all the other fraud that's going to make both me and my wife have to go to prison if these wars don't end. You should think about that too, Trump. Start a war, and then maybe you can cancel the elections. Okay? None of that's going to happen. We don't need to be nervous that he's going to cancel elections. He's showing us his cards way too early. We're getting way too ready. And the people, we, you, and me, are keeping the pressure on Congress so that the Democrats have finally grown enough of a spine to start to do stuff against this regime. It was the fact that Bill Clinton then testified on, Thursday or Friday? It was Friday, wasn't it? And then the Democrats started saying, okay, we demand Donald Trump comes in here to do the same thing that we made Bill Clinton do. And what it was Trump's reaction? Bomb Iran. Okay, we need to keep our eyes on the prize. No, Representative McCollum or whoever else writes this kind of performative waste of time.
My thoughts are with our service members in the region.
No, be pissed for those service members. They're scared and pissed. I want my representatives to be pissed.
Not empathetic.
All right? Yes, you can be empathetic. Yes, you can think about that they're scared, but that should piss you off. Do your thoughts about that piss you off? Because they should. I might be clipping the microphone here. This is as pissed as I've ever been during one of these shows. We are going to keep the pressure on our elected officials to bring down this regime. They didn't win this election. We need to put pressure on our elected officials to start to look into that, start talking about that, as well as the Epstein files. People are still saying, well, just because you're in the Epstein files doesn't mean you've committed a crime. I mean, there's no proof that Donald Trump is in there 38 billion times, and maybe 2 times more than that, because we've only seen but that doesn't mean he's done anything wrong. That's not true. There is sworn testimony that he forced a sexual act onto a 13-year-old girl, and then he smacked her across the head. That is a sworn statement. These interviews that happened in 2019, 4 of them, they were presented to the Ghislaine Maxwell lawyers in 2019. There were 4 interviews. By the way, usually when the FBI interviews you, if you have a complaint like something like, oh, Trump made me do this sexual act on him, and then he smacked me across the head when I was 13 years old. Usually the FBI will interview you, and they have their act together enough to finish and come up with what they're going to do next. No, they went on to do 3 more interviews of this person. And then they release 1 of those interviews and withhold 3 of them. All right? Why are we not getting those other 3? Why is Congress not demanding or just going on the House floor and saying, I'm going to read to you right now all of the credible accusations against Donald Trump? Because the FBI called these credible accusations against Donald Trump. All right? Stay frosty. Stay pissed off. Stay in action. Stay with putting pressure on our elected officials. We, the people, have been showing them how pissed off we are by showing up at all these No Kings rallies. There's another one coming up. It's going to break records because we, the people, have the power. Can you see that we are changing things now? I'm sounding like I'm pissed at you. I'm sorry. I don't mean to be yelling at you. I'm yelling because I'm yelling with you, all right? Yell with me. Because what we're doing is working. It doesn't feel like it. Yesterday, I didn't feel like it was. I was broken down. Sometimes we just need to take a break. Yesterday, I did a fairly good job of taking a break. I still felt guilty that I wasn't feeling like I wanted to do this show. I still felt guilty that I wasn't inspired to do a good show this week. But I did a pretty good job of working through that. Sometimes we need to take a break. Spend the day playing your banjo, play your guitar, play your trombone, play your piano, play hockey, play football, play baseball, play, a video game. Watch your favorite show. Take a break. Do the things you enjoy doing. Get out in nature. Just go for a walk. Just sit in nature. It's hard to say sit in the grass right now because it's the middle of winter here, but it's okay to take a break because you need to take a break once in a while to stay pissed off. Because I took a break yesterday, I'm more pissed off today than I was on Saturday. And that's what I believe. Again, feel how you feel about it. Don't take my word for it. Don't do anything because I'm suggesting you do it. Do it on your own accord. All right. Everybody take a breath. Okay, let that breath out. Now let your shoulders rest. Okay. All right. We're going to be okay. We're going to be okay. As long as we stay pissed off, we're going to be okay. All right, let's take a break. We're going to take a short break and we're going to go through some stuff. I'm going to tell you some more interesting things about this that will make you realize that no, not everything is coming to an end. The things that are coming to an end need to come to an end so that we can have new beginnings. We're going to talk about some interesting things that the media is not talking about, and hopefully maybe laugh a little bit instead of yell and scream like a madman. when we come back from a short break. We're back on a Satellite View. Find our website, satelliteviewpodcast.com. Go to YouTube and search for Satellite View Podcast and find our YouTube channel and subscribe. It's free. Let's get the word out to as many people as we can so that we can be the largest coalition that we can be. I'm here with you, for you. I hope that I make you have a little bit of more positive feeling about things each week, and I know you do that for me. I look forward to being able to speak with you on these shows, so thank you so much for being here. Let's you and I stick together and help each other get through this. We are getting through this. It feels way too slow, yes. Slower than I thought it was going to, going a lot slower than I said it was going to for the last 2 years on this show. But we are making progress. Now let's go back in time to, I can't even remember what year it was, a long time ago. Back in time to, I can't remember what year. Remember the name Trey Gowdy? Another inbred-looking southern mountain person who got elected to Congress, who just had insisted on having the weirdest, most scary haircut that added to his weird head. I'm sorry to make fun of the way he looked, but I don't know. It definitely, was he an alien? Is he a reptilian trying to be a human? I don't know, because he doesn't come off quite like a human being. Anyway, Trey Gowdy, if you remember his name, and I only say that because few people do anymore. You know what brought him down? Being the chairman of the committee who called Hillary Clinton in for questioning about the 2012 incident with and what else? No, it was her emails. Yeah, everything. Calling Hillary Clinton in, she stayed talking for 11 hours, answering questions, never lost her composure, answered every single question, never pleaded the fifth, stayed cool, calm, and collected while Trey Gowdy got more and more sweaty and more alien looking. And again, it's not a bad thing to be a space alien at all. But it was weird and a bit shocking. And it pretty much ruined his career. He didn't run for re-election. He was trying to be a host on Fox News. I think he's even disappeared from that. I'm not sure, but he's gone. He was a rising star in the Republican Party. And Hillary Clinton testifying while he was the chairman of the committee she was testifying to ruined his whole career, his whole life plan. And what happened this last week? They tried it again. Hillary Clinton coming in and, of course, keeping her composure. All reports are now they were supposed to have released video by now. They said they were going to as quick as they possibly could, and they haven't because Donald Trump then, what's his name? James Comer. It's not my fault. It's not my fault the president decided to bomb Iran right when I was going to release the video. It's not my fault. I couldn't get the video edited in time because it's not my fault the president was going to bomb Iran. It's not my fault. Just more lying from that expletive deleted. I just thought it would be fun to remember Trey Gowdy and the disaster of Trey Gowdy caused by the, I think we all can agree now, the ultra super powerful Hillary Clinton. Who, by the way, did not lose the 2016 election. That will be proven sometime. I know it will. God. So what else this week? Hockey. The whole thing, do you remember this? This seems like years ago, but I think it was on Tuesday. Both the men and women's hockey teams won the gold medal. What's his name? Kash Patel. Instead of being here to be here when the FBI was supposed to be looking into a guy who breached Mar-a-Lago with a gun and gasoline. He was over hanging out with the hockey team, not the women's hockey team, the men's hockey team, making an idiot of himself, acting like a fucking monkey, by the way. They try and make Obama and, both the Obamas into apes. This guy actually was acting like a fucking ape in the dressing room of the hockey team. I mean, oh my God. And then they're joking about the women's hockey team. How did that end up going? All of you are idiots. All of you are idiots. It was shameful to see the men's hockey team acting that way. There were a few of the men's hockey team who refused to go to the White House. Congratulations and thank you to those guys. But the rest of you, I would tell you what to do to yourself. But believe it or not, I am trying to clean up the language on this show. Another thing that happened this week, the blind guy who was dropped off by the Nazi stormtroopers 5 miles away from his house. He doesn't know English and he can't see. He's almost completely blind. They drop him off and his body is found 5 days later. How did he die? Probably a horrible... Did he freeze to death? Was he beat up? Why do we not know how he died, by the way? Good job, media. The poor guy, I'm sure, did not have a peaceful death. These guys are murdering Americans. They are the terrorists. By the way, also this week, an ICE whistleblower testified under oath to Congress that I was told to teach these new ICE recruits to go into people's houses without a warrant. So media talking about that. Did you hear that story? Or if you did, do you remember it? Because it's been covered up. Okay? That's what this epic fury is really, Epstein fury. Or it could be ICE terrorists diversion. You know? Okay, I'm getting all caught up again here. I want to read for you a couple things that you may not have heard as well. Okay, here's one story. The vast number of retaliatory attacks and the array of sites being targeted, including non-military sites in Arab nations across the Middle East, is concerning after so much of the regime's top leadership was killed. This is talking about Iran's targets. Officials are worried about the command and control of those weapons. This is somebody from the Pentagon talking. Inside the Pentagon and among some members of the Trump administration, there was deepening concern Sunday that the Iran conflict could spiral out of control, said people familiar with the situation. Quote, "The mood here is intense and paranoid," unquote. Okay, that's what we want. We want people in the Pentagon to feel paranoid. Going on with this, there is anxiety among senior leaders that the fighting will extend for weeks, further stressing limited U.S. air defense stockpiles. Quote, "There is concern about this lasting more than a few days. I don't think people have fully absorbed yet like what that has done with stockpiles," unquote. Here is more information about the Pentagon. This is reporting from Congress people about their briefing from the Pentagon. Pentagon briefers acknowledged to congressional staff in a briefing on Sunday that Iran was not planning to strike U.S. forces or bases in the Middle East unless Israel attacked Iran first, undercutting the administration's argument Saturday that Tehran was planning to potentially strike the U.S. preemptively and posed an imminent threat, according to multiple people who attended that briefing. More. Oh, that went away. I'm using my phone here. Okay, I can find it again. Here it is. Iran has been relentlessly attacking various American bases across the Middle East and is escalating its strikes to include airports in those countries. Bahrain and the United Arab Emirates are facing continuous bombardment from Iranian forces who appear to show no fear of any potential retaliation. By the way, I heard reports today, too, about Americans stuck in the United Arab Emirates for days now. They're finding out that all flights are delayed in the UAE, one of the most busy airports in the world, through Tuesday. So how are you going to get a hotel room again for 3 more days? The hotel's already booked. Are you going to be able to find a hotel room? You're going to sleep in the airport. Back to this article. Just this morning, Iran already launched hundreds of missiles against Israel and Gulf countries. And this was already, on Monday or Sunday. Yet those nations still seem hesitant to retaliate, intimidated by the sheer force and scale of Iran's attacks. I mean, Iran was bombarding Israel so much with their Iron Shield, or whatever it's called, Iron Dome, that they breached their Iron Dome. The Iranian regime appears to have prepared thoroughly for the coalition's attacks by decentralizing its command structures and with innovative tactics for missile launches. They are fighting for their very survival, which has produced a response far more intense than the United States and Israel anticipated. The problems posed by the intensity of Iran's attacks are twofold. Number one, the coalition has so far been unable to neutralize or significantly degrade Iran's missile launch capabilities. Something that I'm sure Kegbreath and Trump said, we can do that in 10 minutes. No, they can't. You didn't know what you were up against. Iran is a lot bigger than Iraq or any... Okay, number two. At the current rate, interceptor stocks that previously would have lasted 15 to 20 days may now be depleted in just 10 days, correlating with the report that I just read before this. Going on with this. This is a serious issue as it could force the United States into signing a ceasefire while bearing immense political damage from the conflict. That has already happened, except Iran said, fuck off, Donald Trump.
Oh, well, why would you not want to sign a ceasefire? I thought if there's a ceasefire, we'll stop shooting at you.
And they said, fuck off, Donald Trump. They're not dealing with us. And who's doing the dealing? Because didn't we kill all of the leadership in Iran? Yet they're still doing all this. They seem to be winning this war. Going on with this, why does the current scenario cause so much concern in the Pentagon, by the way? Because this type of war, intense aerial missile attrition, is precisely where the U.S. and Israel hold a traditional advantage. However, if the conflict escalates to the naval domain, where the U.S. currently has only one carrier strike group in the region, the environment could become highly unfavorable. Today, all of Israel's submarines have sortied. It is unclear whether they went heading to protected locations or are transiting the Suez Canal to engage Iran. Also today, and by the way, there's not an engagement with Iran, so I think maybe we could assume that they've gone to protected locations. We're already on defense. Also today, which is yesterday, also Sunday, an Iranian frigate was damaged in port by what appears to have been a maritime missile or a drone-launched strike. This seems to mark the opening of the naval phase of the war that we are likely to witness in the coming days, which we will have a disadvantage at. Again, another Republican regime comes in, tanks the economy, and starts a Middle Eastern war. The third Republican regime in a row to do so. Why do we keep voting for the Republicans? We don't. The Republicans have cheated in all of these elections. H.W. Bush lost the 2020 election. That has been proven, and everybody agrees with that. When the count was finished in Florida, he lost Florida. He lost the popular vote, and he lost the electoral vote in the year 2000. There are other details to prove that he did not win in 2004. He cheated, and then we all know that Trump cheated in both 2016 and 2024. America's not voting for this. People keep saying half of America wants this. No, it's not true. Anyway, I think I've covered everything that I had written down here. Let's stay frosty. We, the people, are changing how things are going. This Operation Epic Fury is a desperate last maneuver. This guy knows that he's doomed. He's trying to run the clock out, hoping he dies so that he's not punished for all of the many things, some of which he has already been convicted in a court of law for. He's supposed to be protecting all these other billionaires, and they're having to scuttle. They're having to step down from their positions, resign, get arrested, mostly in other countries. It will come here as long as we keep the pressure on. You and me, us together, let's stick together. We are making a difference. We've gone past where we say, only we can make a difference. We are making a difference. We are. You are making a difference. We're not backing down. We will not give them our fear. We will not give up our joy in our life for these pukes. All of these pukes that are in charge of the world. We are rising up against them. We are winning against them. That's why they've started this stupid, whatever you want to call it. And it's going way worse than they anticipated. They're too stupid. They're too stupid to survive all of this. You and I will bring them down. We are bringing them down. So let's stick at it. Let's stay at it. Stay strong. Stay happy along with me. I promise to do so along with you. And I promise to be here at the microphone each week, hoping to just help you not feel alone. Yesterday was difficult for me personally. And then I remembered all of you. And I thought, I need to talk to these people. It'll help me. I'm not alone. Neither are you. At least I'm here with you. And if you look around, you know there are a lot of other people here with you. Don't feel alone. Don't feel unhappy. Don't feel scared. If you want to have any sort of feeling that maybe isn't just nothing but fun and joyful, be pissed off. Let's turn the fury back on the idiots. Thank you so much for sticking with me this week. I will speak at you next week.
You've been listening to A Satellite View with Todd Mickelson. Go to toddmickelson.com for links and more information.